May ilang estudyanteng piniling tumigil muna sa pag-aaral dahil walang gadget at maayos sa internet connection para sa online classes. Batid yan ng DepEd kaya nga inirekomenda nila ang unti-unting pagbabalik ng face-to-face classes sa mga lugar na mababa ang kaso ng COVID.
Sinubukan na po ang online classes sa Quezon City pero bukod sa bumabagsak at paputol-putol ang internet connection, may ilang estudyanteng hindi nakalahok dahil walang gadget o di kaya'y walang internet.
How does community media affect students and other people? How effective is community-based learning? Ngayong kasagsagan ng pandemya, isa sa malaking isipin ng ating gobyerno kung paano maipagpapatuloy ang edukasyon ng mga kabataan. Ang isa sa mga naging solusyon dito ay ang community-based learning, mapa-remote man o hybrid environment. Malaki ang naging parte ng community media sa edukasyon, pati na rin sa pang-araw-araw na buhay natin. Ngunit mayroon din namang mas nagiging socially conscious sa ganitong uri ng pag-aaral. Maaaring ito ay dahil sa peer pressure sa pagharap sa camera, kaya't hindi ito nasusubaybayan ng kani-kanilang mga guro. Sa kabilang banda, mas napapadali nito ang pag-aaral. Ngunit ang problema, hindi lahat ng tao ay computer literate. According sa Philippine Statistics Authority, about 91.6% ng Filipinos 10 to 64 years old ay functional literate in 2019. Ayon sa results noong 2019 Functional Literacy Education and Mass Media Survey or FLEMMS. Ito ay natatayang nasa 73 million out of 79.7 million na same age group na considered literate na nasa functional level. Makakasama natin ngayon ang isang outstanding UP professor, community journalist, Professor Josa Leviste, at ang isang professor of journalism and former dean of University of the Philippines College of Mass Communication, Dr. Georgie Encanto. Sabay-sabay nating alamin sa kanila kung gaano ka-epektibo ang community-based learning sa sistema ng edukasyon ngayong pandemya. Dito lamang yan sa EHome Radio, yan ang Pilipino.
Magandang araw mga ka-EHome Radio. Isa na namang espesyal at makabuluhang kwentuhan ang magaganap ngayong araw na ito dahil napakatatalino at marami tayong matututunan sa ating mga special guests for today. Unahin ko na yung isa. A highly esteemed community journalist and teaches community journalism in CMC with a PhD degree in sociology from the University of Manchester, an outstanding UP professor. We have Professor Maria Diosa Labiste. Magandang araw po sa inyo, ma'am.
Magandang araw sa iyo at sa lahat ng kinig. Thank you so much for inviting me. Hindi pala ako sa University of Manchester, University of Birmingham ako. So it's okay, malapit na yun. Mga isang train ride.
That's alright. Anyway, narinig na natin yung boses ng isa pa nating kasama. And nice to meet you once again, ma'am. At excited na akong makakwentuhan kayong muli. A former dean and professor of journalism and taught history of the press, feature writing, introduction to journalism at marami pang iba. And appointed regent of the University of the Philippines in 2015, Dr. Georgie Encanto. Magandang araw po sa inyo, ma'am.
Magandang hapon, friendly, at saka magandang hapon sa lahat ng mga taga-tinig.
My first question is for Professor Maria Diosa Labiste, ma'am. As we know, you are an outstanding UP professor. We want to hear your point of view because we're having a difficulty in the system of education right now, like the online classes, blended learning and all, walang face-to-face class. What can you say about the situation of education in our country right now?
Mahirap talaga yung blended learning and online learning. Kasi we're not only just struggling with technology, we're also struggling with strategies para matututo yung mga bata. Sa amin naman, part namin ng mga teacher, mahirap yatang makatingin ka sa klase mo na sa screen. And some of the students do not have access to better internet. So nakikita ko sa screen ko yung mga boxes na black at saka yung pictures nila na still. And then as a teacher, kailangan mo kasi ng interaction sa mga bata, sa mga estudyante mo. At pag nakikita ko yun, parang hindi ako confident na mag-lecture kasi parang, makikinig ba yan? Tanong ko sa sarili ko, or matututo ba yan? Kasi, and then also my teaching suffers because I could not stand looking at those black screens, and some of them are just still photos, mug shots of my students. Ang hirap talaga. So, I try to be more interactive and I try to make them participate, pero yung technology may limitations. I mean, this is really not the way we should be teaching our students. It's different when you see them face to face and can look them in their eyes and can see their smiles, because that will also inspire you as teachers. Looking at the screen is no substitute.
Yeah.
Kaya nahirapan din ako as a teacher.
Ma'am, are you open for face-to-face class soon?
Not when we don't have vaccines. Mahirap to. We cannot force students to go on face-to-face, or we cannot force ourselves to be in face-to-face classrooms. So the sooner we should have the vaccines, the better for us. Maybe hindi lang tayo bakuna, pati yung mga estudyante natin, which is not yet in the rollout strategy ng government natin or mga government sa buong mundo. Pero pag-isipan na natin na if we want to return to a physical classroom, we should ensure that everyone is safe.
I think we're talking about college students dito, ma'am, yung mga 17, 18 years old or 21 years old, ma'am. Pero ang isa sa malaking problema na napag-usapan din namin ni Ma'am Georgie last time is that talagang meron daw problema sa literacy ng ating mga estudyante, especially sa mga kids. That's why nag-iisip kami about community-based learning. No, ma'am?
Yeah.
And si Ma'am Georgie ay may ikukwento tungkol dito. Ma'am Georgie, what can you say about this? And para magkaroon din ng mas malawak pa na idea sa pinag-uusapan natin, si
grade. But if our students of that age, are last in this kind of survey, then there's something very alarming.
And that is even pre-COVID, right? That was before the pandemic.
2018, correct.
Oh ma, and then could you just imagine if we are going to run a survey
Because
Yeah,
why
we should-
no. Why are we Kulela? The Philippines was not born to be Kulela. So we have to look at what's going on and then change our strategies. So that's
maybe
what
the
we
government too should change the school.
Yeah.
I mean, we suffered a lot, and look at what happened since 2020, right? God, it's too much. Just ineptitude. Yeah. So maybe Rania's more questions for us, right? Masaya pala tong kwentuhan dito. I should be here more often.
Sabi ko sa'yo, masaya ang ating interview.
Oh my! I'm good. I'm so at home here.
But having that situation in our country right now, Ma'am Diosa, ano po sa tingin niyo pwede nating magawa para magkaroon tayo nitong mga community-based learning na
Okay.
pwede nating magawa?
Excited ako dito because I think you're in the best position with community radio. I always believe in community media. Well, the pandemic is global, but responses could be local. And one of the ways you could intervene in this pandemic is to see where are the learning deficits, where are the deficits in terms of information, and how could we make people, learn how to sift through information they need. So, hindi sila mag-fake news, hindi sila mag-anti-vaccine, hindi sila maniwala sa mga sabi-sabi na mga hoaxes and fake cures. With this pandemic, it's really, people have a lot of access to online information and yet they're exposed to bad information. Tawag dito information disorder. Merong misinformation, may disinformation, may fake news. And then, I think community media, especially community radio, is in the best position to provide people they need with information and to make them realize that information has to be information has to be truthful, it has to be accurate, it has to be science-based, it has to make people informed and not to believe in fake news, disinformation, hoaxes, anti-vax, and nonsense, superstitious, and non-scientific-based information. This is what we need. Make people be aware of the things around them and make them critically think to when they access information. I think you will agree with me na community media, like local media, gaya ninyo, are really in the best position to help people, communities.
Alright. Kanina nagkukwentuhan kami ni Ma'am Georgie bago po kayo dumating, Ma'am. And I heard the story about Myanmar. Alam naman natin na talagang terrible yung situation ngayon sa Myanmar. So umabot sila sa punto na nagme-megaphone yung mga community teachers para lang maturuan ng bata. I mean, kailangan pa ba natin bumalik sa ganitong sistema para mabago at maibalik yung pwede nating maibigay sa mga estudyante? Ano yung pwede nating gawin sa community? Now, I don't think na kailangan natin ng mga megaphones, mas marami naman tayong kesa sa kanila. Pero ano pa yung mga pwede natin gawin para mas maikalat yung information na tama, sabi nyo nga po, na nagagaling sa mga hoaxes, dapat maling-mali yun. No? What can you say about that, ma'am?
I think you're in the best position to deliver yung mga programs na gano'n, like an hour or 30 minutes every day, and it has to be you sift through the information that people would see in social media. Kasi may ginawa kami studies on yung mga COVID-19 information, and we realized that yung mga tao pala, there was many people were exposed to information they thought that nakakatulong, yun pala hindi. Especially during the COVID-19 months. Halimbawa, mga cures, may mga cures, may mga claims na hindi naman verified, and yet it has, like sinabi na, COVID-19 is like rabies. Hindi na totoo yun eh, but kumakalat siya sa social media, and then people were passing on that information. So, pag sinabi mong rabies, iba yung treatment doon, yung danger doon, baka may maniwalang mga tao na ang COVID-19 ay rabies, kaya yung treatment sa rabies ay treatment din sa COVID-19, which is dangerous. That is misinformation. Tapos may sinabi na, eto, cure to sa COVID-19. There is no known cure on COVID-19. May mga bizarre na cure, like may sinabi na, there was this newborn na nang paglumabas na siya sa sinapupunan ng nanay niya, nakapagsalita siya, sinabi niya, boiled egg yung cure sa COVID-19. That is ridiculous. That's bizarre, but some people might believe it because some people tend to believe these are supernatural things. And one bizarre fact check even came that fresh semen is the cure for COVID-19. May mga ganong claims, and yet these
Crazy.
are being passed around in social media. These are not helpful information. I mean, that fact check won the most bizarre fact check in the competition. Ginawa yun ng Rappler because dalawa naman yung regular fact checker sa ating yung Rappler and Verifaz. But these are not the information we need. We need to give people the right information. Kaya mataas na yung vaccine hesitancy. If you notice, there was a survey na maraming mga tao na ay magpa-vaccinate. Una, I think they got wrong information. Second is that wala naman talagang vaccine, kaya hindi pa naman sila siguradong makaka-vaccine. Third is that because there are also a lot of information being passed around na yung vaccine daw ay may gym o may microchip daw, eto yun daw, wala naman daw talagang kailangan ng vaccine. So these are information that are circulating in our communities. And these are without scientific basis, and yet a lot of people still believe it. So yung vaccine hesitancy is because of wrong information, also because may mga anti-vaccine groups na talaga nagpapakalat information. At saka yung mga tao takot kasi it's got to do with brands. Kung may certain brands ng vaccine, okay. With certain brands of vaccine, ayaw sila. But really have to be
makaalis sa sitwasyon natin. So that's where community radio can play a big part. Kasi parang it's there, so accessible. People can listen to it. So dapat yung mga community broadcasters parang, talaga nagre-research sila, nagbabasa sila, dapat tama yung alam nila. My husband used to call this, pag hindi naghahanda, relying on native intelligence. That is not enough. Kailangan, if you're a journalist, dapat, ang sabihin mo ay tama, at dinoble check mo, triple check mo. Hindi lang yung haka-haka, hindi lang parang chismis, hindi parang tinifake mo sa joke. This is not a joke. So, kung turn for jokes, sige, crack a joke. Pero yung seryoso, yung joke, minsan, nakakarinig kasi ako ng sa TV pati. Parang dami-dami na yung jokes, dami-dami na tungkol sa sarili nila or what. They're wasting airtime. Dapat gamitin yung airtime na yun in a very intelligent and deliberate manner. At saka, sabi nga natin, Dr. Labis keeps on emphasizing, yung community media are there for that community. Local ang interest niya. So even if global yung information, sila ang makapagsasabi how to explain it to the local people.
Alright, sabi ni Ma'am Georgie, ni Dr. Georgie na kailangan talaga mag-research ang isang community journalist. Ma'am, from you naman po, Professor Labiste, ano po yung katangian na pwedeng dapat meron ng isang community journalist na kagaya kong nangangarap na maging ganon or mas gusto pang i-improve yung ginagawa namin ngayon? Ano ba yung mga dapat namin gawin para mas makapagbigay kami ng tamang information sa community?
Hindi ka na mangarap kasi you are a community journalist, a full-fledged community journalist. I think one advantage of being community journalists is that we're closer to the community. We know their needs. We are familiar with the values of the community. We know things that are important for our community, and we share with them the problems, the solutions, and the issues that we care about in daily life. So we're not just a journalist, but we are also citizens. We are also members of the community. So when we discuss about issues in the community, we care deeply for these issues kasi member tayo ng ating community. Halimbawa, may problema sa mga palengke, may problema sa traffic, may problema sa saan kung yung mga sources ng pagkain. Kasama tayo doon, and that should make us more passionate about our work as community journalists because we share with them the issues, the values, and the desires of our community to be better communities for everyone. So in other words, these are the things that should help us in our work every day. That we can be passionate about it, and then we don't, we tend to, we should be willing to work for a consensus. Ito yung problema, pag-usapan natin. Ano bang sabi mo? Ano ba yung suggestion mo? Ano bang gusto mo mangyari? In other words, it should be a conversation every day. This conversation should be carried out in the local media, in the kapihan, for example, may mga kapihan sa palengke, may mga community gatherings. I mean, it should be part of our conversation. We should not divide people because we live in the same place. We should not, vilify people, accuse them of being this and that, because, well, after all, we live in the same community. And the more that we open up a conversation, the more we come into dialogue with each other, the better for us in the community. And these are the values that community media should possess. That if we care deeply for our community, we should be willing to work towards that consensus, cooperation, dialogue, and solidarity.
Actually, ano po yung mensahe ninyo sa lahat ng nakikinig sa EHome Radio and para mas ma-inspire pa ang aming community na?
I'm sorry, I have a meeting to attend. Ito na sabi ko, it does not mean that hindi natin punain yung mga tiwali. It's just because that we care deeply for our community, we should not point out corruption and abuses in power. That should be part of our work in the media. I mean, we should always be watchdog, but we should also consider the role of media in coming together, bringing people together, sabi na yan, gatherer. But we should also continue our watchdog role in media. So in other words, we should strike a balance between these values, and I think that should be the way to make ourselves relevant as committee journalists. At the same time, make ourselves useful to everyone in the community. Yun lang masabi ko. I really have to go.
Anything else that you would like to add up, ma'am? Dr. Georgie? Meron pa ba kayong gustong sabihin?
Sige, stay for one more minute. I have to listen to Georgie. She's the wise woman.
Diyos, ang ganda ng yung mga sinabi. Parang tuwang-tuwa kami sa narinig ko. Parang, I'm dying to see you.
Yeah, we miss each other.
Yeah, parang we'll devise a way. But, I'm so thankful to you for giving your precious time for this interview.